How's it hanging, dudes and dudettes? My name is Shawn, and no, I'm not even going to ask you to subscribe. But you can you know what I mean? If you can subscribe to if you want to, I'm not going to ask, though. I'm not asking, okay? But, anyway, look, I think I may have stumbled onto something. Now, I can't say this is a leak, but what I can say is that there was a potential for it to had been a leak at some point. It's kind of odd that there's so many websites referencing a City Skylines 2 story mode, but this one right here literally is the only one I can find that still has the information about the story mode on their website. All the others have been taken down and the metadata erased. And I know that because I have taken every single one of these websites through the Wayback Machine, and every single one of them has a bunch of changes through its life cycle, and almost every single one of those changes was the removal of a story mode, and I'll show you that. We'll get into it. And this does not confirm that there is a story mode. Colossal Order may have actually been contacting these. A lot of this information is before the trailer even dropped, right? So a lot of insiders may have had some privy to some information. It could also just be speculation, but maybe Colossal Order had reached out to all these people and been like, hey, don't include that, please. You know what I mean? Maybe this one just slipped through the cracks, but there's so many of them, and we're going to get to that. I would like to say, though, later on tonight, we are going to be having a podcast. It's our very first podcast. It's a City Skylines 2.5 community podcast, and it's us talking City Skylines, but also mixing in a lot of what we want to talk about. You know what I mean? So it's not just City Skylines. It gives us a way to just talk about different things, bring other creators onto the channel, and just expose a lot of people to different things. So that will be scheduled for a premiere. It is a long one. It is a podcast, and you may not be into it. That's okay. You don't have to watch it. But for those of you who want to know more about the creators and in their lives and stuff like that, go for it. That's pretty cool, right? So anyways, let's get right back into the video. As I was saying, this is the only website that I can see that actually has the story mode information still on it, and it's not a lot of information. It's very quick. It's right down here, and it says City Skylines 2 story. City Skylines 2 story mode hasn't been revealed yet. So as if they have insider information like it's going to be, right? But it will likely guide you through the many different cities you will be able to create and build. You can get a taste of what is to offer on the sequel teaser trailer below. Now, one thing every single one of these websites have in common is that the story mode, text on the screen, this speculation that they're talking about, that they may or may not have privy to, insider information, because a lot of times game journalists are invited to play test or just look at the game and blah, 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 right? So we don't really know. But it's crazy to me that every single one of these are coinciding with the announcement trailer. If we go over to this next one here, okay, right down here, it has a little bit of City Skylines 2 story mode. This is from the leader gamer, and right down here it says City Skylines 2 story mode. Story mode has not been released publicly yet. However, it will likely lead you to various cities that you can design and build, like different types of biomes and stuff like that, right? They're kind of leading you to believe that there is a story mode. The trailer gives you a little taste of what the sequel has to offer. Now this is number 2, right? There's so many of these websites out here. So for example, if I just Google City Skylines 2 story mode, right? Okay, look, GameSpot right here. Special story mode trailer. Now here's the rub with this one. I go over here, and nowhere does it say anything about special story mode. This is where the sites start to be messed with. There's no more metadata. Over here, you can kind of look through some of the metadata and stuff that's in the thing. And I know that this little area over here is for a lot of different other stuff, not just metadata. But every time I put story mode in, uncaught reference, there's nothing there anymore. There's nothing there. But based off this, we do know that the story mode trailer is referencing to this. So they're saying it's a story mode trailer. This is 3 for 3 sites in a row, and you can Google it yourself, and you can just see there's pages of this, and every single time you go there, it's been removed. There's nothing about it anymore. These are the only ones I can find. They're a little bit ways back, but it is what it is. Let's see, and then we go over here because I decided to use the Wayback Machine to be like, okay, well, let's see some changes on this website then. Let's use the Wayback Machine and let's see how many times this has been changed, right? Okay, so we go back and okay, so we have the calendar here on the Wayback Machine for this article here, okay? The only changes that it's had for that story mode is from the 11th to the 12th. If you go to YouTube and you look at the pre-order trailer, it was released on the 11th, right? So that leads me to believe that they were like, hey, don't call this a story mode. It's just a trailer. We don't want that to be released, type of thing. I'm not saying that's what's happening, but it seems like that's what's happening, because the story mode text has been released, but there's still some metadata for it, because it literally says story mode, special story mode trailer. In the search engine, that metadata has not been erased. But on the Wayback Machine, the only difference between the 11th and the 12th, here, I'll show you, is there was a text on here that they're talking about, if you can dream it, you can build it. And then later on, they changed it to the trailer, but never removed that metadata through the search, that it was a story mode trailer. This is the first time I've ever heard of it being a story mode trailer. So I'm very curious to see what you guys think about that. Am I reaching here? Am I grasping for straws? Am I just seeing ghosts that aren't there? I mean, multiple outlets talk about there being a story mode. Multiple outlets. And then almost every single one of those outlets have had their story mode metadata erased. Not there anymore. That can only lead me to believe that there is a story mode, and that Colossal Order doesn't want them to leak that. Like, hey, you can talk about all this stuff, but not this stuff, right? Now, it also could just be conjecture and pure speculation, and they're just calling it a story mode trailer. But every single site's doing that? That's a little odd to me. A little odd to me. You know what I mean? Okay, so that's really all I got. It's kind of an unscripted, a rambly video. I was just like searching for some of this stuff, and I seen story modes, and I started digging, and I kept digging, and I kept digging. And the more I dug, the more story mode text metadata I could find in almost every single website that has to do with the release trailer. And it all coincides on the 11th and 12th, these changes for these websites. That's crazy to me. But if there is a story mode, you know what I'm saying? I'm okay with that. I'd like to go through different, like it would walk you through all the different biomes, desert, arid, regular. That would be cool. And that would also give us something different besides it would give us like a tutorial, and it'd also give us a way to, but maybe that's what it's talking about with extra cities. Like you can do different cities, like there's other cities, and then you can ship things to other. Oh my God, it's all making sense. I gotta get off here. My mind's gonna be blown, and I'm gonna be called out for just purely speculating out my ass. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what to say. This is just, I'm genuine, and I want to tell you guys how I'm feeling and what I'm thinking. This could be nothing, but it could be something. I'm not willing to call it a leak, but maybe I'd put like leak asterisk question mark, right? I don't know. But yeah, guys, if you want, you can follow me on Discord. I have the link down below. I will also have the link to the scheduled podcast that's coming out tonight around 9 p.m. But also, yeah, there's a lot of a lot of stuff going on in Discord, so go ahead and hop in there. I love you guys, but my mind's racing. So until next time, piss off.
2 to the 1, from the 1 to the 3. I like good pussy and I like good trees. Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe, and I get more ass than a toilet seat. 3 to the 1, from the 1 to the 3. I met a bad bitch last night in the D. Let me tell you how I made her leave with me. Conversation and